Hello students, myself Amrita Dhar, Assistant Professor of Electrical Engineering Department of Greater Kolkata College of Engineering and Management, JIS Group. Now, I will teach you switchgear and protection.
In this video, I will discuss about different types of functional relay. Most of the relay in service on power station today operate on the principle of electromagnetic attraction or electromagnetic induction. Regardless of the principle involved, relays are generally classified according to function they are called upon to perform in the protection of electric power circuit. For example, a relay which recognize overcurrent in a circuit, that is current greater than that which can be tolerated, and initiate corrective measures would be termed as an overcurrent relay, irrespective of the relay design. Similarly, an overvoltage relay is one which recognizes overvoltage in a circuit and initiate the corrective measure. This topic is included in power system in module 3 of the subject switchgear and protection. Course code is EE/S5/SWGRP. Although there are several types of special functional relay, we discuss only these relays. These induction type overcurrent relay, induction type reverse power relay, distance relay, differential relay, translate scheme. In this video, I will discuss about induction type overcurrent relay, both non-directional and directional, and induction type reverse power relay. First, start with induction type overcurrent relay, non-directional type. Now, this type of relay works on the induction principle and initiate corrective measure where current in the circuit exceeds the predetermined value. The actuating source is a current in the circuit supplied to the relay from a current transformer. These relays are used on AC circuits only and can operate for fault current flow in either direction. Now this figure shows the important constructional details of a typical non-directional induction type overcurrent relay. It consists of a metallic aluminium disc which is free to rotate in between pole of two electromagnets. The upper electromagnets has a primary and secondary winding. The primary winding is connected to CT. The primary is connected to secondary of a CT in the line to be protected and is tapped at interval. The tappings are connected to a plug setting multiplier, plug setting bridge by which the number of active turns of the relay operating can be varied, thereby giving the desired current setting. The secondary winding is energized by the induction from the primary. And is connected in series with the second winding on the lower magnet. The controlling torque is provided by a spiral spring. The spindle of the disc carries the moving contact, which bridges with the fixed contacts when the disc rotates through a preset angle. This angle can be adjusted to any value between 0 degree to 360 degree. By adjusting this angle, the travel of the moving contact can be adjusted and hence the relay can be given any desired time setting. Next is the operating principle. The driving torque on the aluminium disc is set up due to induction principle as we discussed earlier. Now this torque is opposed by restraining torque provided by the spring. Under normal operating condition, restraining torque is greater than driving torque produced by the relay coil current. Therefore, the aluminium disc is stationary. But under fault condition, if the current in the protected circuit exceeds the preset value, the driving torque becomes greater than the restraining torque and consequently the disc rotates. And the moving contact bridges with the fixed contacts when the disc has rotated through a preset angle. The trip circuit operates the circuit breaker which isolates the faulty section. Next is the induction type directional power relay. Now this type of relay operates when power in the circuit flows in a specific direction. Unlike a non-directional overcurrent relay, a directional power relay is so designed that it obtains its operating torque by the interaction of magnetic field derived from both voltage and current source of the circuit it protects. Thus, this type of relay is essentially a wattmeter and the direction of the torque set up in the relay depends upon the direction of the current relative to the voltage with which it is associated. Next is the constructional details. This figure shows the essential part of a typical induction type directional power relay. It consists of an aluminium disc which is free to rotate in between poles of two electromagnets. The upper magnets carry the winding called the potential coil on the central limb which is connected to a potential transformer to the circuit voltage source. The lower electromagnet has a specific winding called current coil connected to the secondary of the CT in the line to be protected. The current coil is provided with a number of tappings connected to the plug setting bridge. In this figure it is not shown for clarity. Now this permits to have any desired current setting. The restraining torque provided by a spiral spring. The spindle of the disc carries the moving contact which bridges with the fixed contacts when the disc has rotated through a preset angle. And by adjusting this angle, the travel of moving disc can be adjusted and hence any desired time setting can be given to the relay. Next is the operating principle. The flux phi1 due to the current in the potential coil will be nearly 90 degree lagging behind the applied voltage, and the flux phi2 due to the current coil will be nearly in phase with the operating current I. Now this interaction of flux phi1 and phi2 with the eddy current induced in the disc produces a driving torque. The value of the driving torque is given by phi 1 phi 2 sin alpha. Now since phi 1 is proportional to voltage and phi 2 is proportional to current and alpha is 90 degree minus theta, so T torque is proportional to VI sin 90 degree minus theta. This is equal to VI cos theta, and this is equal to the power in the circuit. So it is clear that the direction of the driving torque on the disc depends upon the direction of power flow in the circuit to which the relay is associated. When the power in the current circuit flows in the normal direction, the driving torque and the restraining torque help each other to turn away the moving contact from the fixed contact. Consequently, the relay remains inoperative. However, reversal of the current in the circuit reverses the direction of the driving torque on the disc. When the reverse driving torque is large enough, the disc rotates in the reverse direction and the moving contact closes the trip circuit. This causes the operation of the circuit breaker, which disconnects the faulty section. Next is the induction type directional overcurrent relay. The directional power relay discussed in a previous slide is unsuitable for use as a directional protective relay under short circuit condition. When a short circuit occurs, the system voltage falls to a low value and there may be insufficient torque developed in the relay to cause its operation. Now this difficulty is overcome in the directional overcurrent relay, which is designed to be almost independent of the system voltage and power factor. Now this figure shows the constructional details of a typical induction type directional overcurrent relay. It consists two relay elements mounted on a common case, directional element and non-directional element. This is directional element and this is the non-directional element. First we discussed about directional element. Now it is essentially a directional power relay which operates when power flows in a specific direction. The potential coil of this element is connected through a potential transformer PT to the system voltage. The current coil of the element is energized through a CT by the current circuit current. This winding is carried over the upper magnet of the non-directional element. The trip contacts 1 and 2 of the directional element are connected in series with the secondary of the non-directional element. Therefore, the latter element cannot start to operate until its secondary circuit is completed. In other words, the directional element must operate first, that is contacts 1, 2 should close in order to operate the non-directional part. Next, non-directional element. It is an overcurrent element similar in all respects to a non-directional overcurrent relay. The spindle carries the moving contact which bridges with the fixed contact after the operation of directional element. It may be noted that plug-setting bridge is also provided in the relay for current but has been omitted in the figure for clarity and simplicity. The tappings are provided on the upper magnet of overcurrent element and are connected to the bridge. Next is the operating principle. Under normal operating condition, power flows in the normal direction in the circuit protected by the relay. Therefore, directional power relay, that means the upper element does not operate, thereby keeping the non-directional element unenergized. However, when a short circuit occurs, there is a tendency for the current or power to flow in the reverse direction. And should this happen, the disk of the upper element rotates to bridge the moving contacts with the fixed contacts. Now this completes the secondary winding of the non-directional element. Now the disk of this non-directional elements rotates and moving contact bridges with the fixed contacts, and this operates the circuit breaker which isolate the faulty section. The two relay elements are so arranged that the final tripping of the current controlled by them is not made till the following conditions are satisfied. First, current flows in a direction such as to operate the directional element. Second, current in the reverse directional exceeds the preset value. Third, excessive current persists for a long corresponding to the time setting of the overcurrent element. Next is the distance or impedance relay. The operation of the relay discussed so far dependent upon the magnitude of current or power in the protected circuit. However, there is another group of relay in which the operation is governed by the ratio of applied voltage to current in the protected circuit. Such relay are called distance or impedance relay. In an impedance relay, the torque produced by a current element is opposed by the torque produced by a voltage element. The relay will operate when the ratio V by I is less than a predetermined value. Now this figure shows the basic principle of operation of an impedance relay. The voltage element of the relay is excited through a potential transformer PT from line to be protected. The current element of the relay is excited from the current transformer CT in series with the line. The portion AB of the line is the protected zone. Under normal operating condition, the impedance of the protected zone is ZL. Now the relay is so designed that it closes its contacts whenever the impedance of the protected section falls below the predetermined impedance value ZL. Now suppose a fault occurs at point F1 in the protected zone. The impedance Z, that is equals to V by I, between the point where the relay is installed and the point of fault will be less than ZL, and hence the relay operates. Should the fault occur beyond the protected zone, say F2, the impedance will be greater than ZL. So relay does not operate in this portion. The distance or impedance relay is essentially an ohmmeter and operates whenever the impedance of the protected zone falls below a predetermined value. There are two types of impedance relay: definite distance relay and time distance relay. First is definite distance type impedance relay. Now definite distance relay operates instantaneously for fault up to a predetermined distance from the relay. Now this figure shows the schematic arrangement of a definite distance type impedance relay. It consists of a pivoted beam F and two electromagnets energized respectively by a current and voltage transformer in the protected zone. The armature of the two electromagnets are mechanically coupled to the beam on the opposite sides of the fulcrum. The beam is provided with the bridge piece for the trip contacts. The relay is so designed that the torques produced by two electromagnets are opposite in direction. Now, how it operates? Under normal operating condition, the pull due to voltage element is greater than the current element. So, the moving contacts does not bridges with the fixed contact. But whenever a fault occurs, the voltage is decreased and current is increased. So, the pull by this current element is greater than the pull by this voltage element. And this makes the moving contact bridges with the fixed contacts. And therefore, the relay, so this close the trip contacts. Now the pull of the current element is proportional to I square, that of voltage element V square. Now consequently the relay will operate when K1 V square less than K2 I square. Now V2 square by V square by I2 V square by I square less than K2 by K1 V by I, that is the impedance should be less than root over K2 by K1. The value of K1 and K2 depends upon the ampere turns of the two electromagnets. By providing tappings on the coils, the setting value of the relay can be changed. Next is the time distance impedance relay. A time distance impedance relay is one which automatically adjusts its operating time according to the distance of the relay from the fault point, that is operating time T proportional to V by I, or it is proportional to Z, or it is proportional to distance. Now this figure shows the schematic arrangement of a time distance impedance relay. It consists of a current driven induction element similar to double winding type induction over current relay. Carry the disc of this element is connected by means of a spiral spring coupling to a second spindle which carries the bridging piece of the relay trip contacts. The bridge is normally held in the open position by an armature held against the pole face of an electromagnet excited by the voltage of the circuit to be protected. Now, under normal operating condition, the pull of the armature is more than that of the induction element, and hence the trip circuit contacts remain open. However, on occurrence of a short circuit, the disc of the induction current element starts to rotate at a speed depending upon the operating current. As the rotation of disc proceeds, the spiral spring coupling is wound till the tension of the spring is sufficient to pull the armature away from the pole face of the voltage excited magnet. Immediately this occurs, the spindle carry the armature and bridging the piece moves rapidly in response to the tension of the spring and trip contacts are closed. This opens the circuit breaker to isolate the faulty section. The speed of rotation of the disc is approximately proportional to the operating current, neglecting the effect of control spin. Also, the time of operation of the relay is directly proportional to the pull of the voltage excited magnet and hence to the line voltage V at the point where the relay is connected. Therefore, the time of operation of relay would vary as V by I, that is Z or distance.
That's all from today's class. If you have any problem, please contact with me. My contact details is given on the first slide. Thank you.